everybody? It's your boy J Rock, and I'm coming at you with another episode of the J Rock Show. And today I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Rick Blaze himself. Rick, what it do, man?
What's up, man? Hey, I'm Sachi Rick today. You know what I mean? I'm happy to be on the J Rock Show. Finally, Rick Blaze has came to the J Rock Show. I'm excited. I'm ready to get started.
Heck yeah, brother. Heck yeah. So today we gonna give our starting five made up of current SimWorld prep players plus a six man. And Rick, you know how we do it on the J Rock Show. We do it draft style.
Mm-hmm.
In honor of you being the guest, I'll give you the first pick. So who are you taking?
You're so nice. So are we going from point guard to center or center to how are we doing it?
You can go in whatever order by position you want.
Okay, so I'm going to say this. I'm putting my caveat. I made it a little bit more challenging for myself. I didn't want to just pick the top players in SimWorld. So I'm gonna avoid on my picks. I'm going to avoid most of your top three big name guys, just because I just want to be. I wanted to be. I thought about this. I wanted to build a team, a really well-rounded team, right? So here we go. I'm gonna start off with the point guard position. It's a toss-up between Carson Cutbirth, because I love his pace as a pure. I want a pure point guard for this team, so I'm looking for the purest of point guards. So Carson Cutbirth was the first name I thought about. I love the pace that he plays with. Then I thought about my man, Kasim Porter, who's really, really nice with it. I think he has the highest ceiling out of all the point guards in SimWorld. But I landed on Zay Gore as my starting point guard. He has a 6-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, and he can play he can score and he plays defense as well. Zay Gore is my starting point guard for my team.
All right, I like that. I like that. The Illinois commit, he's been having himself a heck of a year, that's for sure.
Yes, he has.
All right, with my first pick, I think I am also going to go point guard. And, sir, like I said, I didn't want my lineup to be just, big name stat guys either. So, I wanted the lineup to make sense in terms of how it was constructed. And I'm going to also go with point guard, and I'm going to go with the guy who can pretty much do it all. I'm going to go with my man Norman Nations.
Interesting.
A guy who can rebound, facilitate, shoot the ball, and also score when he has to. And the thing I really like about Norman Nations is that if D'Angelo Jordan is having an off night, Norman Nations always seems to be that guy picking up behind him.
So yeah.
I'm going to go with a dual threat at my point guard position.
I like that. Nominations at point. Okay. You want to swing around and do the two, or you want me to do the next pick, or how you want to do it?
You go ahead, Rick. You go ahead.
All right. So here we go. I'm just going to go on. I'm going shooting guard. Now, I need somebody that's going to fill it up, who can put the ball in the basket. This guy is not shooting great percentage-wise from three this year, but anybody who's seen him play knows he can score with the best of them. I'm going Nas Hall for my two guard. Nas Hall can score. He can put up bunches and bunches in a quickly. I'm going to go Nas Hall, my starting two guard. So my backcourt is Zay Gore and Nas Hall in the backcourt.
Okay, I like that. Let's see. I think I am going to go big man with my second pick, and I'm going to go with the guy whose game I'm really high on. I'm going to go with the future Josiah Cook as my center.
Okay.
A do-it-all big man who, again, is only 15 years old, so he's got 2 more years after this left in SimWorld Prep, so he's only scratching the ceiling of what he is able to do, I think.
I agree. I had Josiah was penciled in for me, so now I got to get creative. Thanks a lot, J Rock. I got to scratch him off my list. All good. All right. Josiah Cook for center for you. So good. So right now, for point guard, you have who?
Norman Nations.
And you have Josiah Cook at center.
Yep.
All right, cool. I'm going small forward. I'm telling you, I'm loading it up, baby. We getting the party started real nice. Small forward. I'm going no other than a man who can do it all, who's been doing it all for his team anyway, and he's shown you what he can do on the court. Anything you need him to do, he can do it. And he does it well. I gotta go, Japhett Towns,
All
small
right.
forward for my team. My first wing off the board is Japhett Towns. I got him balling at the wing position.
All right. I like that. I like that. Ooh. Who do I go with next? I want to go with a shooting guard next.
Okay.
And again, I think I'm going to go with a guy who has shown flashes, of being a great shooter. And I think who has underperformed as to what his standards were last season. But at two guard, I'm going to go with Daniel Ori. Get
Oh wow.
get some shooting punch in
Okay.
at the two guard, and with the way, I'm kind of going to be constructing the rest of this lineup, I think it's going to take some pressure off him, which will, you know, I think allow him to perform a little better.
Okay. Okay. Hey, I did not see that one coming. That's for sure. That's a sneaky good pick, especially depending on the type of team that you're sending him around. We've seen what happens when he's around good talent. He can be a thorn in everybody's side. So Daniel Orr's a good one. Okay, cool. I'm going to go for my four. I'm going to go power forward now. Right now, I'm just going to run it down for those maybe joining in late. Zay Gore is my point. I got Nasty Nas Hall as my two. I got Japhett Towns as my three. I'm feeling really confident. I need to balance this thing out, though. I need somebody who's going to do all the dirty stuff, who's going to run to the rim, who's going to grab a board, who can hold several positions, several big fellas underneath the basket. He's been a forgotten son. But I'm going to bring the prodigal son back, and I'm going to give him some love. I'm going Nick Hugo. I'm going Nick.
All
I'm
right,
going
all
Hugo
right.
Mania as my starting four. I think his game, his ability to run up and down the court, the high energy, the ability to be able to score without running a play for him and get rebounds and block shots, averaging 8 and 7 and 2 blocks a game. Nick Hugo is my starting four.
All right, I like that. I like that. Now, this one, this one is a little tough for me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's getting a little tough for me. But you know what? I think I am actually going to go with a big man here, and I'm going to flip Josiah Cook to my four. I know kind of plays him out of position a little bit, but I'm going to kind of, move him down to a four. And I am going to go with one of the best big men in the league, I feel like. And,
Oh,
again, now I go back to saying what, brought the best out of Daniel Ori last season. He does better with great talent around him, like he did with Tyson.
it's a facts.
With like,
Facts. I know where you're going.
yep,
I know where you're going with this.
I'm gonna go with big flex Trey Hyman
Yeah, buddy. I figured. Oh, I figured. I
as my
ain't mad
center.
at you, Big Flex. I am not mad at that at all. I mean, as far as bigs, I was striking out a lot, J Rock, because you've taken all the bigs that I had on my list. But we got to adapt and we got to move on. Now my center position is my last position. I'm going off the cuff right here because I had Josiah Cook as my first option. I had Trey Hyman as my second option. So I'm really pulling at straws. But here we go. I'm going to go with the only person I saw last year as a big to give Trey Hyman fits. Not only to give Trey Hyman fits, but he also won both games against Bay Area and Trey Hyman on last year. Now, again, this is strictly off the cuff right here because you put me in the corner, J Rock. So I'm going to go, and he's probably going to be mad because he's my third option. Hey, such is life. I'm gonna go for my big. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna balance out big flex
All right.
with big 50. I'm gonna go with Corey Yams. Corey Yams versus Trey Hyman in the paint. We love it. We want to see it. Can't get
Oh yeah.
enough of it. That's gonna be a nice matchup in the paint. Those two dogs getting at it. That's where I'm gonna go with my fifth and my center position.
I like that pick. I like it a lot. Now, that leaves me with small forward and sixth man.
Mm-hmm.
At small forward, I'm a I'm a look to a guy here who I think has been an absolute another breakout performer or player this season. And I look at this team. They started out the season hot. They've been struggling as of late.
Oh, don't do it. You about to take my other guy. God, dog, J Rod. Go ahead. Go ahead, J Rod. I know where you going with
I
this
got
one.
it. I got it. I got to take Kai Killens as my small forward.
Yeah.
I got to take Kai Killens as my small forward.
Hey, mad at you, man. That's a really good take. He was my starting six man guy. He was my starting six guy. So I'm not mad at you. I understand Kai Killens is a bona fide baller. So I'm going off the cuff again. You know, I got to go off the cuff again. But this what makes this fun. I'm going to go with a guy who's been getting a little bit of love, not a whole lot of love. His name is start to bubble a little bit. His team has been playing really well as of late. And I'm looking for a guy who can play several positions. This guy can give me a little bit at the 2. He can give me a little bit at the 3. So he has some versatility. That's what I need. I'm going to go Bjorn Johnson.
Okay.
From Atlantis. I might be saying his name wrong. As my six man. Averaging 15 points a game. And look, he's averaging let me put this stat out here for those who have been checking out Atlantis. He's averaging 15 points a game in only 17 minutes a game. My man is a point a minute. If that's not a six man of the year candidate, I don't know what is. 15 points a game, 40% from 3, 50% from non-3, and 94% from the free throw line, which means I can leave him in a game at the end of the game, and he's going to knock it down panties for me. I'm going B.N.G. John Silhansi, however you say his name. The guy from Atlantis, the shooter from Atlantis. I'm going with him as my six man.
I like that pick. A guy who has definitely, I think, not gotten as much love, like you said, as compared to other guys, but he has been just as consistent as they come this season without.
Absolutely.
And, all right. With my sixth man and my final pick, there's a couple different ways I'm looking at this, but I want to go with a guy who can kind of play, maybe an off guard or a wing position, because I look at like Josiah Cook and Trey Hyman. I don't have them coming off the floor. I'm just going to be honest. So I didn't want to go with a big six man. And I'm going to go with a guy who maybe hasn't been or been given a ton of opportunities or put in a number one usage situation. I'm going to go with Ethan Letterman as my.
Oh, wow.
Nice. I have a lot of faith in this guy's game and what he can do. And I don't think he's had a chance to show it yet. And I think this would be a perfect situation to help him kind of draw more out of him, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like that. So we all have our 5 starters. We have our 6 man. We're gonna leave it to the viewers to listen to the pod and then to tell us who they think would win this matchup. J Rock squad versus Rick Blaze squad. Your opinion. Who would win and why you think they would win? Put that in the chat. We would love to hear it. I think that's a lot of fun. J Rock, thank you for inviting me on, man. This is cool, man. I like the spot. I like what you done here. I'm excited to be on, and hopefully it's not my last time.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Rick. It means a lot. All right, everybody. This has been J Rock and Rick Blaze on the J Rock Show. Thank y'all for tuning in. See you next week. And as always, see the game, be the game.